Greetings and salutations, I'm Keb. Welcome back to this Let's Play of Cities, Skylines, Circle City, Roundabout now, and I think this is going to be the final episode of this series. Yeah, I've built everything I really wanted to do. We have quite the massive city, really. Could have been larger. Darn it, our football team has really gone... This annoys me. After I started the whole youth support stuff, our winning chances have actually dropped to nothing, apparently. I'm starting to wonder if these are somehow inversed. It's starting to feel that way. When I didn't bother to do anything, we actually won. Ugh. Dinner 8. Yeah, the city is in the middle of a death wave. We are getting the dead handled at this point, I think, but... Ah, well. And traffic is going fairly smoothly. I mean, there are some roadblocks, and again, I really should not have built these. I should have used the 2-lane ones, because that would have at least stopped most of these deadlocks, as we can see here, which will occasionally happen. And I don't know why they happen, because each of these cars should be able to exit. No, they wouldn't actually, because they're trying to go... Oh, to one of the other exits. But that goes back to the roundabout rule of not entering unless you can exit, for the most part. So yeah, I really want a properable roundabout structure. Because I think that's the only way you can make it actually be a proper roundabout. Even these structures with all the yield signs and stuff are still a pseudo roundabout because the cars don't actually drive as if it was a roundabout. Grumble. Then again, it could be my own misunderstanding of how the darn mod works. Wouldn't be the first time. So, are you actually using this monster here? Not much going by the road usage here. It irks me though that I can't see the use capacity of a subterranean road in the same way you can of a surface road. And as a tangent to that, it also annoys me that bus lines, metro lines, that they can't, or for that matter train lines, that you can't see them if they move in a tunnel. Metro lines you can see just fine, obviously, since they're always underground, but it looks like Colossal didn't actually consider people using massive underground structures, underground roads and tunnels, for buses, metros, and buses, trams, and trains. That kind of irks me. I mean, look at these massive train lines we have going below ground. And I don't know which train lines are actually going along them. And that's really a problem when you have forking railroads. Ugh, grumble. I don't think they're going to change that with mass transit. Would have been nice. Come on, flow! Flow with the traffic. Oh dear. Yeah, another one of those pesky gridlocks. I think you could have avoided them with a 2-lane road. 2-lane one-way street. But I don't know. And it's a bit late to try to upgrade that, because they would require one more square in all directions. And... well, that would mean a rather substantial re-engineering. And I don't have that kind of stamina, I think. But yeah, we do see that the traffic flows. And I probably, even though I really love those avenues and stuffs, I probably would have been a lot better off not building avenues and not building the 6-lane roads. I do wonder... if I'd only built 2-lane roads, if this would have been better. Because the traffic always seems to prefer to go on the right side lane anyway, so why bother building a wider road when they don't use all the lanes? And even if they do use all the lanes, by the time they get to the end of it, they'll all merge and try to get into the rightmost side lane anyway. So, more grumble. Well, of course, it's kind of natural that they do that when there's a roundabout, but still. I think this is probably one of the areas I'm the most happy with, to be honest. The little tram circle. Turn circle. I rather like that. Of course, road vehicles can also use it, and that's fine, because otherwise they would not be able to turn around. Because if this was a tram line only, the cars couldn't turn around here. Which we discovered earlier. And that was rather annoying to discover that. Because quite a few sections of our city had been gimped because of that. Ooh, another little... Another one of these little hill climbs of ours. Poor Metro has to do a little twirl. Only way to make it descend fast enough. Other things that irk me is how planes turn too soon. I mean, they take off about here, and they immediately turn around, rather than go straight up the runway and up before they turn. To me, that seems a bit unrealistic. Then again, if we're gonna talk realism, we have the very congested cruise dock. Let's just slide on in. And I built multiple docks to try to fix that too, but they all seem hell-bent on going to the first one. And the same thing is true for cargo ships. I'm not sure why, but... yeah. More things that irk me. So, Death Wave, how are you doing? The number of dead is... or rather deceased people that are awaiting pickup is certainly going down. And the number of people is starting to go up. Of course, we still have no demand. Which kind of surprises me, because I assumed at least that Pops would only live in residential areas. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Because then there should be a demand for residences. Right now you're saying that I should bulldoze tons of homes and make offices. A dead person is waiting pickup, yes I know. And as long as that's true, you're gonna start devolving, aren't you? Ah well, it's gonna even out. At least we have one section of the city with a proper skyline, where you have quite a few of these special buildings set up. Like the massive Pearl Tower. And the aquarium over there we have, let's see. I know I built quite a few of them. There we go. Benoit Street, the high interest tower. Services offices. Gloucester Altar building, obviously. The sea and skyscraper should be there. It's pretty small compared to the rest. There are others out there. I'm fairly certain I built quite a few. There we go, well, that's one of the special ones, the Majesty. This one's the transport tower. With the driving range out there. At least people are for the most part happy. The commercial zones aren't happy. Why aren't you happy? Oh, that's why we have an industrial demand. Ah, we don't have enough factories. So all our commercial zones won't have enough goods to sell. And they're kind of grouchy about that. Of course, they could get goods from out of town, but that kind of also compounds our road grid. Oh, you're complaining about heat. Yeah, that's fine. Complain about the heat. I don't care. But yeah, happiness, pretty good otherwise. Let's see. All residences pretty much at max. I have not used this mode much, but this could be interesting. So you can actually see which commercial zones are complaining. That should be the ones in a brighter color. And as soon as the heat problem goes away, we can probably have a better chance at seeing that. No, your offices, your offices are fine. Dang it, which color legend are we actually looking for? We're looking for the brighter blue. I mean, these colors are just too similar. Why couldn't this like have a bright yellow or something? So we could actually see right away. Erg. Grumble. These are all offices. So I'm trying now to decide and find a color that isn't an office that has that brighter color. But me being blind, that's gonna be a bit of a tricky thing. You still have that dark color. No, yeah, that's fine. Level 3. I'm sure they're around here somewhere, the people that are complaining about not having enough services. The same thing was true with industry. It's kind of difficult to see. Oh well. Traffic, we've observed that way too many times. Noise, well, yeah. That's one problem with my roundabout designs. They are incredibly noisy. Because you're using highways and highway on-ramps, which have no sound-reducing means. Crime, well, our crime problem is, well, sort of balanced out at the moment. I think these abandoned buildings are mostly because of the dead, right? Yeah, and these are residences, so they're not going to be filled in. Grumble. It irks me because I can't fix this without rezoning a first chunk of the city. I'll have to do that apparently. Yeah, let's do that right away before we continue going through modes. You want more industry. That's basically what you're telling me. And since industry doesn't really pollute anymore, let's do away. And again, I hate building at night because it's so difficult to see what the heck I'm doing. There we go. Go away, get factories. I'll have to do way more than that though in order to actually have an impact. Not really the best area for this, but if you're gonna insist on only demanding industry, we'll do what we can. Probably should have gone with offices there instead. It's gonna look a bit weird. With industry around or the ground library. Actually, yeah. Oh, you zoned out those two. Oops. That was not intended. There you go. Rezone that and see if something changes with the demand bars. Okay, crime, yeah, we are slowly getting that under control. Population. I really should pay more attention to this one, to be honest. Please tell me it says 4.1%, not 41%. No, it does. My god. Okay, so people employed 116,000. Jobs available 133,000. So why are people unemployed? What the frick is going on here? What the heck is going on here? Half our city's unemployed. Okay, okay, land value, that's fine. Zones, terrain heights, road maintenance. I did build a few depots, so traffic lanes are sped up, but not that it matters. Radio coverage is perfect. Disaster detection, yeah, we're good on that. Water, good on that. Education. All our citizens are educated. 89% highly educated, well educated. So it isn't education that's blocking employment. Heating, well, right now we have a heating problem, that's true. Huh. And yeah, I didn't actually set up the escape routes. I never bothered with it. We have only had one disaster, so. But yeah, back to this. No, not one. Where is it? This. There we go. Okay, I've clearly gone wrong somewhere. I've clearly gone very wrong somewhere. Since there are 133,000 jobs without anyone working there, whereas there are 100... yeah. Or are these not people that can get jobs? Oh! Okay, so it might not be as disastrous as I feared. Because this total number counts children and teens and young adults and seniors. Right? Let's see, that's 20, 60, 64%. So more people are here than are... Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So there are tons more jobs than there are people in the city. If I understand this correctly. But then it still doesn't make sense. Why are people... Why is there no residential demand? Oh well, I'll clearly have to learn more things about how this game works. And the congestion here is just getting worse and worse and worse. So our quick fix didn't really fix anything. Having more access paths to the highway would definitely have helped here. And I could have done that rather easily, but since I have the whole roundabout rule, well, that ain't gonna happen. The only other way to fix it would have been to dramatically extend my subway grid. Could have done that. Still, I'm mostly content with how the city has gone. I just wanted to go and maximize the craziness of roundabouts and see how they would work. And for the most part, they work rather well. I don't know if they would work better than they would a normal intersection, given how the game does not want to play with roundabouts. So you can see here, nice little deadlock going on. Still, it has been interesting. And it did congest rather nicely. I could solve this by going very heavy on one-way streets. That would lessen some traffic issues we've had. So there are ways to fix this and make this work more smoothly. The problem is that when you use one-way streets, you have to really, really, really be careful with traffic management. And I am not that much into that kind of finicky detail, I think. At least not now. I mean, if I had that going from the very start, that would have been different. I have tried to make the side streets to the highways one-way streets. Simply because we wanted to lessen the congestion on the exit and entry points. But we still have the situation like here. And that's after creating 2 valve roads, which really annoys me. I mean, where's all this traffic coming from? And then we have all these cars that just disappear at will. I do think we actually got a bit of an issue when I built the space elevator and all the attractions, because that spiked tourism, which spiked influx of tourists. And since our mass transit was under capacity, and it still is, all those people are using cars, just spawning cars and clogging up the roads. Especially when they want to leave the city. These should be, for the most part, delivery trucks. Industrial demand finally went away. Let's go back to that setting here. Yeah, I assume it is 4.1%, not 41%. If there is a dot there, it's hard to spot. But this does give me another nice indication. Especially this with black. Mostly seniors. The reason I want to go for that one is because that's the buildings that are going to be prone to death waves. That's the older population. So basically I really wanted this population to even out. A mix of colors, that would probably be best. And for the most part we're doing okay. We can see that this whole area is starting to age. Like here. So this is a death wave waiting to happen. Same thing down here, so yeah. Our population is rather old at the moment. And it's not getting any younger because we aren't getting really much of an influx. Though we actually no, we are having an influx now. But we have so much residential capacity already in the city that we don't need more. That's what you're telling me, of course. That's fine then. What I'm trying to understand here, though, is why we still have unemployment when we have more jobs than we have people. I don't know. Statistics. Could be that I'm just misunderstanding the numbers, of course, but yeah. Crime, well, we still have a problem with crime. I should have built more prisons. The death wave should be abating. Yep, we are starting to get on top of the situation. So the number of dead people waiting transport is certainly going down. Do you light up the hearses? Yes, you do. Hearses should now be in purple. There we go. Okay, so I have to say one thing. I've always had an issue trying to get commercial zones happy. I've never been able to make them properly happy. And I assume that they're unhappy because of lack of goods. So it comes back to the transport grid, I think. And yeah. Still, I am rather content with how this whole thing panned out. I mean, so many roundabouts. But for the most part, they're flowing along. Even the ones that are marked in red. But there are a few trouble spots, I admit. And if I went into this with gusto and changed directions of some of these roads, that could probably change. Or if I could create more by-roads and yeah. There are ways to solve that, but that would break the pattern I'm trying to set here, so I'm gonna leave it at that. And speaking of leaving it at that, I think it is time to end. So, with that, I think we're gonna wave goodbye to Circle City. Because there isn't really much more to do here. We've gotten the ultimate buildings with the exception of the disaster one. And, yeah. Even though our budget is kind of shrinking right now. Yeah, I am reading this right then. We have 116,000 workers, 134,000 jobs. So there are more jobs available and people could probably still move in, and they are. Oh well. At any rate, yep, that's gonna be the end of Circle City. I hope you've been enjoying this insane build. And by all means, let me know if you want me. I should build more in the future. I mean, mass transit should be out pretty darn soon. And it could be really fun to try a new city with some other little gimmick. Maybe with monorails or boats, or maybe a very hilly city and build some cable cars. I don't know. Many options. Do let me know what your thoughts are. As always, thank you for watching.